What's up, everybody? It's Fine. We're here. I'm about to give you guys a top speed tune. Uh, First of all, happy holidays or Merry Christmas or whatever. I know it's a little bit late posting wise. I know Christmas was just a couple days ago, but just saying happy holidays for everyone since I wasn't able to really post a video prior to uh, Christmas other than last week, which I forgot to say Merry Christmas anyway. But also, I'm going to say this right now. Happy New Year, because I will not be posting a video until next week, Monday, but I will, say Happy New Year in the next one. But just giving you guys the message, I guess, before the new year. But this is going to be on the C8, Corvette C8, one of the other newer cars that they gave us in the previous update. This is going to be a 263 tune. This is what I got so far. If it can go any faster, at most it'll hit another maybe 2 mile per hour more, so at least 265. But with the speed that I'm giving you guys, the speed's based off of with wind. If you guys are wanting to know how fast it goes without the wind, just take 2 miles per hour off of the what I'm giving you guys for every single tune. The most you'll get out of it, like if I have like a 270 tune, it goes 268 then without any wind whatsoever, because I've always been posting all my tunes with a pretty generic standard wind speed around between 12 to 15 miles per hour or feet per second wind. Anything around almost 20, like 16 and above, will generally give you 3. So I try not to post those because you have to -3 and all that stuff, but it's generally 2 off of all my tunes. But going straight to the suspension, pretty much standard suspension for most of the cars I've posted so far. You want your ride height all the way down, front and rear, so 90. Anti-roll bars, with it being a new car, you don't really have to mess with them. If you guys are having issues with them, I would suggest bumping them up a little bit, like up to 6, maybe even 7, mainly towards the rear. If you guys are having issues with the rear kicking out, give the rear a little bit more stiff. That way it's not the bite roll isn't causing that. Compression is going to be 40 front and rear. The expansion is going to be 30 front and rear. Natural frequency or string rate is going to be all the way down front and rear, so 1.7 in the front and 1.9 in the rear. I have a little bit of camber just in case if it did have a problem in the turn or anything like that, just give it a little bit more stability. I have a 0.5 on front and rear. And I will never have any toe angles for all of the top speed tunes that I post. And the differential is going to be all on you guys with doing this. Differential ain't going to do you anything, to my knowledge. If it does, it's going to maybe increase your acceleration, I guess, or something along those lines, but most likely it won't do a whole lot because you're not turning a whole lot. You have 2 large turns, ain't going to affect it that much. Going over to the transmission, you want to take your top speed from stock and bring up to 500. And then once you get to that, all you have to do is, I believe, do nothing. I believe. And definitely don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure 500 is exactly where I had it at. If not, you want to take your final and make sure it matches mine, so it's at 4.900. I'm pretty confident that is stock. So that's why I'm saying 500 is perfectly fine, because I'm pretty sure 500, it tries to match that, like, top speed up to the 7th or 6th gear, which you're running 6th gear with this anyway. With 8 gears, I'm not going to try to use all 8 gears. If you guys want to, you can. All you have to do is just bring either the top speed down to, like, I'd say 5, or not 5, like 450. I would say would be a pretty good ballpark to go for. If not, you just take the final that I have here from stock and shorten it, so that way you're able to use at least 7 gears and then use the 8th gear for drafting. But for this, 7th gear is at 530. That's perfectly fine. That's a perfect gear ratio, I guess you could say, to be able to use it for drafting and all that stuff. And even if you don't use it for drafting, it'd be perfect for when you go with NOS tunes and stuff like that. Like this is perfect for NOS tunes wise in my mind. I mean, 8th gear maybe a little bit too long for like drafting with NOS, but that can be readjusted if needed. So, but I don't think you'll be hitting anything higher than 7th gear. But yeah, with that, I hope you guys have all that either in your car or written it down, whatever. I'm gonna head out to the track to show you where how it goes, and the usual. The next few cars I will be posting are not gonna be a whole lot left. I may honestly post a couple of like track tunes for a couple of like the Group 3 cars, because Sly Red, if you guys are subscribed to him, he's one of my buddies I race with a lot, and we've been running a lot of. I've been racing with him, and he's been doing a lot of like Group 3 racing and stuff like that. I've been helping him out with a couple of suspension tunes and stuff like that. Not a whole lot, just a couple of tunes here and there. So I might post them, just to give you guys like a generic look at how the Group 3 car suspension tunes I've been coming up with have been pretty. You know, you see how they are. They, for my knowledge so far, they're going to be more like a universal suspension tune for majority, not all, but majority of the Group 3 cars, because so far I have like 2 or 3 cars that have the exact same suspension tune, and they all handle slightly different from each other, but they all still are in the same ballpark of for times wise on the laps for wherever tracks I'm running them on. Like I'm running them, for example, I'm running them on the very last tournament. They can run the World Touring 800 series, so I'm running a couple of the Group 3 cars on there to get it to where I can see how well they turn, if they need any more camber or even toe, just try to keep it from fishtailing, stuff like that. And so far, the same tune for suspension wise has been about the same, and they've worked pretty well for a lot of the cars so far. You know, I've only used up 2 or 3 of them. I'm going to be using that on other Group 3 cars, so I can actually try it out, see how well they do, and try how well I know how to tune on Group 3. As you can see here, it is perfectly fine with going down here. It has no problem whatsoever at all in the turn. I love it. It handles so well in the turn. Granted, I have sport softs on the front, but that's generally what you normally would have at this point now for most of the cars. I mean, I know some people will run racing wet, intermediate, or even softs. As long as you're not racing softs, you're good. Don't use any racing tires whatsoever in the front. Use, in my mind, sport softs work kind of the best. I wouldn't say exactly the best, because they probably don't give you the best of, well, I would say they give you the best of grip, but they don't really like give you a leeway. Like if you accidentally hit, like if you turn too sharply, you're still going to kick out, but like if you do like comfort stops, I know you won't really do the same thing on that one, but that's why I always use for all my cars at this point. As you can see here, 263 pretty quickly. So if you're wanting to know how fast this goes without any wind whatsoever, you're looking at 261, maybe 260, but more likely 261, which is pretty good in my mind. It's not like super fast like all the other Corvettes, but it's within 10 mile per hour of most of the newer ones, like the C7s. C6, I don't think there's gonna be, it can't, in my mind, it can't compete with the C7, because if you say you can use NOS, this can keep up with the C7 and pass it up a little bit, going roughly around like 285 with this, probably 288, I would say. So I was able to get 288.5 with the NOS, but the C7 can go to like 300 and 305 with NOS. So, but yeah, with that, this is going to be the end of the video. So if you guys like the video, hit the like button. Also subscribe for more videos. Again, again, I'll be posting at least one video a week for now, just to kind of spread out the videos, because I'm starting to run out of like kind of ideas a little bit on what tunes to post exactly. I know I have a couple of like regular tunes like this, but that are not engine swap tunes, because right now engine swap tunes I'm kind of done with, because I haven't gotten any other engine swaps, and all the other engine swap cars I've gotten I've posted to my knowledge. If I haven't, then I'll post one by next week, but more likely than not I'm going to be posting more regular tunes for you guys at least once a week, going throughout the next couple of weeks, or even a couple of months, depending on how fast I can get the engine swap engines for the cars I don't have it for, or when they bring out new cars and new engines and stuff like that. So if you guys want to, if you guys have any questions, or even if you guys want to suggest any tunes that you want me to do, post them down in the comments below, and I'll try my best at them. At this point now, I'm starting to get more used to the whole tuning spectrum, I could say, for the game. So if you guys want to see me do a track tune, tell me the tune that you tell me in the comments below, and tell me what track you want that tune for. Like, generically, I'm gonna go either to Dragon Trail, or like, I know it's not actually Le Mans, but it's La Sarthe. That's what I'm thinking of. La Sarthe. Like, La Sarthe is one of the tracks that I'm actually pretty decent on for tuning wise. So either that or Dragon Trail. So if you guys want to see me do a track tune for one of those tracks, or even any other track, even Nürburgring, even though it's not really my favorite, I'll try Nürburgring. As I said before, sound like a broken record at this point. Put them down in the comments below. And with that, I will see you guys next video.